Hi, this is Mommy Quayo. Um, I actually am gonna vlog today. This morning, I'm gonna vlog regarding my son and something very deep that's happening in our family. And I'm actually gonna be doing like a playlist journey or some kind of journey for this topic. So my son, who was our third child, RJ, Ronald, my little prince, my first boy. We have two girls and a boy. And we planned him. It was actually our first planned pregnancy. It was pretty interesting to just anticipate getting pregnant, which I've never had felt before, and having everything. I might get a little emotional in this video too, but and then just having everything ready for him. Just looking at, the crib being done and, everything getting ready for him. We had our first reveal with him, our first gender reveal, thanks to Lindsay at Lindsay Lee. She actually is one of the moms that I work for. I watch her kid, and she decided to do a reveal for us. We were very, very excited to have, to realize and know that we were having a boy. My husband was ecstatic, very, very excited, obviously, and me too. I was very actually nervous because I'm so used to having girls. I watch only girls. Not that I, only watch girls, but that's just what's been handed to me. And so having a boy was just so moving for me. And so I wanted to do the best for him. Now, when you're pregnant, and I know a lot of women are pregnant and they can relate to me, and you have a baby growing, it's very, very wonderful and nerve-wracking, right? Because, we're worried we're going to do anything to affect the baby. And we're worried if they're comfortable, if they're okay in there, And of course, this is my third child. So, we were just like really excited talking to him, being with him, playing with him in our belly. And he was so he moved so much. He was so mobile. And so, well, the day he was born, they do all these tests and they, make sure the baby's fine and everything. He was passing, and we were super, happy with our little man. And he was so, so cute. Check out the photos. Like, he is the cutest dude ever. And I know I'm the mom and I always say that, but I really think he's cute. But, he got a hearing test done, and he failed, and my husband and I my husband left the hospital at that time and was going to our, at that time, 6th graders little viola performance. She takes viola camp during the summer, just to, brush up on her skill. So, we're both in the hospital. I said, honey, you need to go to be with our oldest kid because, when you have kids too, you don't want them to feel left out. So he leaves me from the hospital and he goes, and then they do this test and he fails. And my heart drops. And I know maybe people are like, well, why? It's only one test. Maybe he'll get it, but just so everybody knows, my husband's father was born deaf and my husband's uncle was born deaf. So it's on the paternal side. And we knew, we didn't have confirmation, but we felt that we might have a kid deaf one day, just with the odds. And so, I was going to get discharged that day, but he couldn't get discharged because he needed to take another test. And so obviously they didn't discharge me and leave the baby. So I stayed again in anticipation that maybe he had liquid, just praying on that. And, he failed again. So then they told us, you're going to have to come back in 2 months and get another test just in case there's liquid or, that needs to be drained and when they go through the canal and stuff. So, but I just knew in my heart. I mean, the first test I knew in my heart. And I'm very grateful. This video is not about me being sad where I'm not happy. I am extremely grateful for the blessing, and I feel that I am honored in the challenge that God has given me a kid with special needs, and that I can help him in the best way possible. But it is a very, very hard thing to go through. Anything that you go through with your child. So, the day that we had him, they asked us like 50 billion times, are we going to circumcise? Are we going to circumcise? And of course, we gave the answer before we even got this notice. And I told them, I really don't want to put any knife to my son. I don't want my kids to ever go through pain. And I said, God gave him that skin, and I prefer the skin anyway, but that's for another topic. So I just felt like, let's leave him alone, but after that day, we knew, and we prepared ourselves. As much as we can. But you think every time someone was talking to my belly, he couldn't hear. Anytime we were playing with him, he couldn't hear us. And I kept thinking to myself, he must have felt so lonely and dark in my belly. So it is definitely something hard to deal with. Any moms out there that have a kid that has a gene that's off, or that has a chromosome that's different, or, I understand the feeling just of loving and being grateful and being sad at the same time. And I've been very emotional this week. He's one. He still can't hear us, So I think of everything. I think about everything like a mom. I think about when I need to yell for him for safety, when I need to just emphasize and explain things more. If I need to do things, it's just going to be different. And I always have to second guess. And I always have to make sure that I'm including my son. I guess this video is really to just vent to you guys, and to see any other moms that are going through this, and to know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. And it's okay to be happy. I'm so happy. He's such a happy, lively kid, and we'll do some videos with him, and we'll talk about more on the journey of what we're doing in our plan. But this is a very sensitive topic. My mother-in-law is deaf, but she wasn't born deaf. She was, unfortunately, contracted meningitis through an infection, and she lost her hearing. So she's deaf. And so we do know sign. We do know so many things. I feel God did place him in a home that he's going to get what he needs from. It's just very exhausting. My son just got mad. He's crying. It's very exhausting just thinking of all possibilities and everything. And when you have kids that are hearing, and you're hearing, and you know what you're doing, and I'm very adamant about teaching and learning and doing things in the summer and having them read early. So I kind of am at a standstill with what to do with my son, how to give him the educational tools that he needs. What do I do first? Do I sign first, talk first? What do I do? And I also am here being vulnerable, because maybe there are moms that have gone through what I go through, and they know they've gone through the schooling, they've helped each other, helped their kids. So if someone out there knows some tips and tricks for me, as a mother with now a deaf son, and integrating the family and integrating just everything that you do every day and making sure that they are very included and don't feel left out. The biggest concern I have for my son, I guess two. One is bullying and the outside world. Obviously, we all get bullied. I got bullied. I'm going to get bullied now being on YouTube and doing what I'm going to do and blogging and everything. And there's bullies all the time. You know, I got bullied for my gap. I got bullied because I'm chunky. I got bullied because I overgrew breasts. And I just feel like my son is different. And no matter what, there's going to be a bully. And so I feel very, very strongly and sad about that and how he's going to feel and how it's going to affect him. The second thing I really, really worry about the most too is probably the same as the bullying, is the inclusion and the neglect part of how he might feel. The I'm different, I'm alone kind of feeling. And so I guess those are my two really biggest things. I feel I can learn and adapt to teach him. I feel that I can try my hardest with him. But those two things, unfortunately, I can't change if he feels neglected. I can't change if there's a bully at school. But I need to learn to give him the tools to be able to be strong enough. So those are the things that I need to look at and I want to do. Again, this is for my RJ. This video is about my son, Ronald Jr., my little boy. He is 1 year old. He's 13 months actually right now. And we have a plan set for him that we're going to go ahead and continue recording for you and let you see how he's going to evolve in his little challenge in life, because we all have challenges, but this is his challenge. And I see inspiration everywhere. I see inspiration to the people who don't have arms, who don't see, the inspiration to people who are different than us, who look different than us and still do YouTube and still do makeup. You know, I am so encouraged by the world we live in, but I am very scared at the same time. So anyway, this is just like my little, my little rant for the day. It's all about Ronald Jr., RJ today. I will definitely have a playlist going for him and for people who may want to see his journey or may want to know someone else that are like them. Maybe you have a deaf kid. Maybe you have a deaf family member. There are going to be other videos too, just on singing and songs in sign language. We're going to be doing a lot of different things because there are not a lot of resources out there for deaf and deaf communities and deaf people. And if we could shed a light on someone who's going through the same things that we are as a family, then I would love to do that. And that is one of the reasons why I want to start blogging and vlogging and YouTubing. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. Please leave your comments and your thoughts and any advice and thoughts you may have on this. And I pray that you have a good day and may your heart smile.